From a technical perspective, MATIC is awful close to a breakout right now. We can see that by looking at the daily chart here on MATIC. And we can see that we have gone up into this range day before yesterday with this green close into this range right here of about roughly 0.925 to 0.985 or something like that. It's a range. You could probably push this on up to 1 if you wanted to. But it's definitely a range and a area that the market has respected over the last few months. And you can see it respected it again today, or yesterday rather, as price was pushed out of that range, and we're kind of battling the bottom of the range right here. Let's zoom out and look at MATIC from a bigger perspective. This is where we were in October, down here around 0.5 roughly. And you can see that MATIC went up in November, and since November, really since we entered this area right here, MATIC has ranged for the past 3 months between this 0.72 and a little bit over 1. Just been going up and down, really not making much progress either way. But as you would expect, after this fantastic run-up we've had in Bitcoin since the 23rd of January, which not coincidentally was the low here on MATIC, MATIC has been creeping up, and it is in a position now to actually test and perhaps break this range and get above 1.0. That is a very critical level. Obviously, it's a psychological number that humans tend to gravitate to. We much more cleanly and easily think about 1.00 than something like 0.924. So people that develop and program algorithms know that as well. And so algorithms are programmed to react around this area as well. And that's the reason when price gets to a certain level, you can call it support and resistance. You can call it a level of liquidity. You can call it several things, but the fact of the matter is when price gets there, the market tends to react just as it has in this level right here for MATIC. I did want to go back and see if I have this level kind of even way back here. Let's expand this even in the past. You can see I went to the weekly chart on MATIC, and you can see how many times the market has reacted around this level. Sometimes it's hard to see with these small wicks, but you can see on the weekly chart, price went up into that level and was rejected down. Then it finally broke through, came down, and was bought back up, came down, was bought back up, came down, was bought back up, came down, was bought back up, down to the top of the level. You can see it just throughout the history of MATIC that this area right here in gray has been very important to it. Can we break this level right now? Can we? Absolutely we can. I've been watching VET. VET is another coin that I pay attention to. I actually hold VET. And this is what happened with VET. It went up 40 to 50% in a matter of 2 to 3 days starting sometime last week. Why? I don't know. VET had a market cap of about 38, 39 is about where that was. And MATIC could do the same. The explanation right here, or what I'm trying to tell people right now, is if you're in the game in crypto, whether you're in Bitcoin, whether you're in MATIC, whether you're in VET, whether you're in Solana, any quality project, any quality coin, you are literally playing the lottery at this point almost without a chance of losing. Now, I know that's bad to say, and normally I wouldn't say that. But what you're looking at here with crypto is at any point, if you're in a good project like MATIC, your coin could run 40 to 50% in a couple of days. And I just don't see MATIC dropping 40 to 50% in a couple of days. Like, do you? I don't see VET or any of these, projects, these valuable projects, these projects that are actually worth something dropping down, and losing 40 to 50% in a couple of days. But you could get a coin that goes up 40 to 50% in a couple of days. And that's why you need to be in the game right now with crypto. It's very important, excuse me, that you don't wait. Okay, so for Bitcoin, let's talk about Bitcoin. Where are we at for Bitcoin? Of course, that will affect how MATIC behaves. We have on Bitcoin reached this 52,000 level, which has been a support or area of resistance in the past. And you can see the last 3 or 4 days, we are battling with that area. We haven't given it up. Bitcoin could give it up and go down to this level, or it may just rise up and continue either way. Nobody knows which way Bitcoin's going to go now. And what I'm saying is tomorrow or next week. There's several theories that show that historically, before the halving of Bitcoin, a few weeks before the halving of Bitcoin, which right now is estimated to be April 20th, which is what this time rectangle signifies. It's the rough estimate of when the halving will be coming up for Bitcoin. Historically, we've had a rally, which we have had now. And then a few weeks before the halving, Bitcoin would actually go down 20 to 30%, which would take us down into this 40 to 45,000 level, generally consolidate through the halving. And then eventually after the halving, that's when obviously Bitcoin goes up. You've all heard that the halving historically has always been a very bullish scenario. So that's kind of what some are looking for. And others are saying, look, we're not even going to get this fall in Bitcoin right now because of all the millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars that are coming into these Bitcoin ETFs over the last few weeks. $400–500 million coming into these ETFs, and they're saying it's just a matter of supply and demand. There's just entirely too much demand for the small supply of Bitcoin. Did you know that, this is an interesting fact, did you know that 80% of the Bitcoin has not changed hands in the past 6 months? 80%. So while there's so many coins out there, millions of coins out there, 80% have not changed hands. They're not tradable. They're not available to be bought or sold because people are holding them, okay? And so even as much supply as Bitcoin has in its $1 trillion market cap, 80% of that $1 trillion is not for sale, if you could put it that way. People are not, they're not selling it. And that's why we have such a increased demand and limited supply in Bitcoin, and that generally causes price to go up. So Bitcoin could go either way. I can tell you this right now, long-term Bitcoin, it doesn't matter if we go down before the halving or not. Bitcoin is in a phenomenal position, will, in my opinion, be challenging all-time highs sometime this year, and that's going to be perfect for MATIC to continue higher. But if Bitcoin does do what we've talked about and start falling to that 40 to 45,000, MATIC may fall down around this 0.75 level into this area right here where you can see, again, price has reacted. I'd be very surprised in this environment of crypto if MATIC fell below this area. If it couldn't fall below it in January, I'd be dumbfounded if it fell below it anytime soon. I only see higher highs for MATIC. It's not really a matter of if, to me, it's just a matter of when. It'll be sometime in 2024 where we'll clearly break this high right here and move higher and higher, perhaps even exponentially. But that's all looking ahead. Before we can get that, we've got to get beyond this critical area. We need to get above 1.0 and close. And that, of course, will set us up for higher moves, up, and beyond. And that's what we're all wanting to see with MATIC. All right, I'll keep you updated. We'll watch price together. Come back. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you next time.